This is really good. Oh, what is it? This is some of my homebrewed kombucha. Check it. If you could just keep talking every time I push record, that'd be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm laughing because my mother-in-law is off camera and she keeps chirping. So I'm going to show you how to make your very own kombucha from home. So first thing you need is a pot of boiling water. A seriously heavy-duty glass bowl that's not going to crack when you pour boiling water into it. Some black tea bags and some sugar. And so for this first part, that's all you need right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I put 6 regular sized black tea bags, 2, 4, 6 into the bowl. And then fill it. It would be really funny if this bowl cracked right now after I said that. A bottle of store-bought kombucha is at least $3, sometimes 4 or 5. And what I make at home is way cheaper, just as delicious. And my battery is dying now. Son of a biscuit! It's still recording though, so that's good. So, here's how you do it. First of all, you've got your boiling water. You're basically making sweet tea. You've got your boiling water that you poured into your serious heavy-duty glass bowl. I put 6 black tea bags in here. And then I add about 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. And then you just let that steep. You let it sit and let the sugar dissolve until it's cooled down to room temperature. And then what we're going to do is you're going to need to have some kombucha starter on hand. I have some because I make batches over and over. You can get some at the store. Sometimes if you buy just a raw kombucha that's not flavored at all, you can use that as your starter because a lot of them will have little baby SCOBYs living inside of them that can start growing as your mother SCOBY. So that's what you're going to need. And after this has cooled down, I will show you the next steps. Okay, so for this part of the video, I wanted to get you in here closer to take a look at the SCOBY. Kind of looks like a brain in the jar. So SCOBY is actually an acronym for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. This is where all the bacteria lives that makes kombucha so wonderful. I have it in liquid because you don't ever want it to just be sitting there dry. You don't want it to dry out. So we have our sweet tea, essentially, that we're getting ready to ferment. We're going to put it in this gallon jar. And we're going to add our SCOBY and our starter. And then we're just going to add some, what's that called? Water to it to make kombucha. So I'm going to use all of this. This is probably, let's see, that says 4 cups. That's SCOBY and liquid, but you can just do a bottle. Sometimes I've just done as little as half a cup because I forgot to stick some back. So we're going to pour that in and then I'll show you what it looks like all together. So last step. So we have it in here in this jar all together. I'm going to cover it with a non-terry cloth towel. And I'm actually going to try to set this down. Gonna put a little rubber band around it so no fruit flies can get in because they like this stuff. And then you want to just set it either on your counter or in a cabinet or something in, you know, a not too hot, not too cool spot. And then let it sit for about, I let mine sit for about 5 to 7 days. And you're going to know when it's ready because right here, right at the top of the liquid, you're going to see some fermentation happening, some bubbles forming. And so that's when you know it's time to bottle. And at that point, you can either add, you can just bottle it and drink it, put it in the fridge and drink it, or you can add some fruit. There's my mother-in-law. Some fruit juice in it to give it some more sugars for a bottle fermentation, for a second fermentation in the bottle, if you want. That will result in bubblier kombucha, which is what I like to do. But just make sure you save back some of the non-flavored kombucha for your next batch. And you never throw away your SCOBY. You keep her. If you have a lot of it, like too much SCOBY, I've heard that chickens like to eat it. You can throw it away. It's really healthy if you want to eat it. I don't, because that grosses me out. So that's that. I'm gonna let it sit and ferment away.